Sis.
I'm sorry, sissy. I really didn't mean to like push that while you said sis.
I felt like I was in a movie. I was like, oh.
Amber looking around like we on a roller coaster, like, oh, what is this to? What's about to go on?
Amber, you know we be on the bougie StreamYard, girl.
Like, man, she's fancy. Like,
listen, hello, Facebook and YouTube, y'all. So, ladies, I forgot to tell y'all we are streaming on YouTube as well. So, hello, Facebook. Happy Friday. Hello, YouTube. Happy Friday. Make sure you guys throw us some hearts and let us know you can hear us. Share this live. Invite some friends. Come say hi. Let us know where you guys are streaming in from. I am joined by three of my beautiful sisters. We got Karen, we got Denitra, and we got Miss Amber. All things Amber E. I am here for it. So definitely give us some hearts and let us know that you guys can hear us. Ladies, y'all want to say something before we actually get to talking?
Hey, y'all. It's been a minute since I've been on here.
It has. It's been a couple weeks. Listen, they probably think that you coming with the Bible Cafe, girl. Friday morning devotional. Is that what we doing, Jesus?
Took a little sabbatical, got things together, a little bit maintenance.
Listen.
And the best way to end it is with these fasts. So I'm glad that we are here on today to talk about it.
Oh my God, spiritual maintenance is necessary. We're here with two new faces. We got Denitra and Amber with us. They haven't seen, these beautiful faces on with us. Amber,
don't listen. But no, Zenobia, what you just said was so prophetic. All things Amber E.
Come on, you catching it in the spirit?
Oh, no, I was about to say, wait a minute, Amber catching it too. I
was like, hold up. So she gonna tell me something? Like,
you better write that down, Amber.
Tell me.
I know what you're fasting for, so you better write that down.
Listen, I am here for it. We are here to let you guys know, like, we just had an amazing miracle happen yesterday. We had breakthrough. Those of you guys who hop on my lives, you guys have seen me post before about the different fasts that I do, fasting on my own, fasting with my kingdom marriage wise. But this particular fast was for our team. God spoke to me and was like, the team needed to fast Thursday, which was yesterday, to do a 24-hour dry fast. And I'm so honored and humbled that my team got into agreement. They got into an alignment with me. Some of them have never fasted before. Some of them have never done a dry fast. So this was new to them. And those of you who don't know what a dry fast is, there's no supplements, no food, no water. And God gave clear instructions, 24 hours for Thursday. Why? I don't know. But Thursday was our day. So the team got in agreement and in alignment with that. And yesterday, part of our fast was for wisdom and discernment, for clarity, for God to reveal and show us things that we couldn't see on our own, for him to reveal our blind spots, just for him to show us the things that we needed to see, whether that was business, whether that was home, whether that was our families, even if that was something within ourselves, that we often tend to be blind to. And we completed it. Many of us did more than 24 hours. Some of us did right at 24. Some of us broke at, I want to say 30. We had reports for 33, reports for 35, reports for 38 hours. And again, these ladies, we interceded on each other's behalf and it got closer to God. So I'm going to stop talking and kind of let you guys know, fill you guys in and flow how that fast worked for them or just, what it did for them during this time of getting closer to God. So whoever wants to go first, look
Amber on the mic.
Come on, girl.
Put me on the spot like that.
Come on,
girl. You ready? Amber, when God calls us, he don't wait for us to be ready, honey. It's just
You right. I ain't even gonna argue with you.
He said, "Fill your horn and go, sis." So you're not used, Amber. Let's be real. You're not used to being, or you're. This is not new to you for being in front of the camera. This is so not new, y'all. She's a YouTuber. She does some of all of that. So
Tuesday Transformation every Tuesday night. Like, she's known.
yeah, she's not.
Well, so this is actually the first time I went and did a dry fast. I've never really did fasting for spiritual kind of levels to get closer to God. This is actually a very new beginning for me. Ever since I started, I view Karen and Sylvia as a mentor, a spiritual mentor, a spiritual sister, and they have really taken me through a really nice transformation. So this is like a first time I ever dry fasted for, drawing close to God. And when I tell you, like, it has really filled me, I feel spiritually full. I feel like I can conquer anything through God and with him. And yesterday it was like,
There you go.
What?
You say it like that. Amber kicked in. So yesterday it was like, I'm like, there she goes. That's her right there.
It was like, because I usually do intermittent fasting for my body, but yesterday doing a dry fast with no water, no supplements, no food, it was a whole different kind of level. And I just, I had to stay strong. I had to keep praying. And for the devil, who was trying to get at me. And I was just like, nah, I can't let it happen. I can't let it happen. So Novia gonna ask us how y'all doing. I said, I'm hungry. I'm hungry. But then I prayed, and y'all, guess what? God took it away. He took it away. And your girl was good. And look, I was praying. And then before I broke my fast, I prayed, and I was intentional all day yesterday. And I had so many blessings rolling in. I had so many confirmations. And now, today I just feel so full. I feel so cleansed. And I know that we about to be walking with God. And that's just on period. So, like, listen, I'm telling y'all, if y'all have never fasted before, hop on the boat with Snow, because God shines through her and he will get you right.
Listen, sis, so do you feel like you got like clarity on things you needed? I know you say you got some things accomplished yesterday during the fast, some things that you have been procrastinating about. So do you feel like you got more clarity, more vision, like he had your creative juices flowing?
Yes, because you know how the day before I was telling you there's a lot going on.
Right.
And you were saying, sometimes you need to do a fast and you need to draw close and just kind of, what's the word? Like, block everything out and just have a conversation with God.
Yep.
And yesterday it really felt like that. Like, he just kind of sat me down and was like, all right, Amber, so I need you to stop procrastinating. All right. I need you, because you're pregnant with purpose, and I need you to, feed the baby, basically. Like, I need to spiritually keep feeding the baby so that the purpose can actually be born, if you get what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
So now I know that I need to stop procrastinating, because that is, like you were saying, being obedient. And I need to make sure I get back in my Bible and start doing my summaries. So that was like, that's like a main thing was procrastination and getting back in my Bible, because I haven't done that. And I'll always, move so quick throughout the day. And like you were saying this morning, you need to set time aside for God, because he's not going to sit there and try to compete.
Yep. Yeah.
So like, yesterday I had that time. And because I had that time, I know, like, I need to set time for him, because like that's when you feel spiritually full, and that's when you feel spiritually happy. And I know that's when I'm the most happiest. So that's what I got from it yesterday was, I need to give him more time, and I need to really just keep drawing close to him and do the things that I used to do that I haven't been doing.
Let me ask you this, because I know you mentioned to me before, what's your favorite book in the Bible?
Esther.
Yes. And I'm going to let y'all know, Facebook and YouTube, that's what God dropped in my spirit for the team to do our fast. Esther basically, the enemy had intentions on taking the people out, her people, her kind, and the story of Esther for you guys that don't know. Well, Amber, I'm gonna let you give us some background on Esther because that's your favorite book. God is like, shut up, let her speak. So yes, this.
We have different intakes. So like you were saying, they ended up fasting. But what I take from Esther is that because a lot of people used to, bully me, like I would tell you about being close to God.
Mm-hmm.
And Esther was put in a situation where she believed and she was around people that didn't. And she still had to stay faithful and stay strong and be courageous and still have that faith and lean on God constantly and know that he was going to pull her and her people through. And at the end of the day, that's what he did, just because she was her and she was faithful and she was loyal.
Mm-hmm.
That's what happened. And for me, like, I take Esther because a lot of people in this world will come at you just for, loving God, because, sometimes they get mad at themselves because they don't know God.
Mm-hmm.
They don't love God. And there's a lot of, lashback. And so Esther's my favorite because she's so courageous. She's so loyal. And I want to be that way. I want to be able to stand firm in my belief. And I want to be able to stand firm in leaning on him constantly and not just in times of emergency. And I want to be able to be viewed and be loved and know that I'm doing his works,
Mm-hmm.
being faithful, and that I have so much faith that's going to pull me and my people out of times of distress. Yeah. So that's what I love Esther because of that, because she was strong and courageous and loyal and faithful. And I want to be able to have that. And I want people to be able to see me like, wow, like even though Amber's been through a lot, she still stayed faithful to God, still stayed loyal to God. And because she did it, I can do it too.
Exactly. I love it. And what God dropped in my spirit about Esther, like you were saying, Esther, her people were, the plan, what the enemy had was to take her people out, wipe all of them out. And what God spoke to me about Esther in that story, it also speaks about how Esther and her people all fasted together, because what she was doing, she could have lost her life. She's like, if I shall perish, then that's just what's going to happen. And her people fasted together for God to give her strategy, that was needed to the plan that the enemy had for them. The enemy fell into the trap that he had for Esther's people. He ended up, the plan ended up being reversed. So what was meant to harm them, what the enemy meant for bad, God flipped it to where he fell into his own trap. The enemy fell into his own trap. So our team basically did like a story of Esther. We fasted together, just for God. Like I said, it wasn't necessarily saying for that particular plan, but just for us to all come together, get revelation together, get clarity together, just to show that God can bring us all through together. And I love the fact that, like you said yourself, you've never fasted spiritually, like you did it for, whether it be keto or, intermittent fasting or whatever. But when we do it for God, it's a completely different feeling. The breakthrough you get, the revelation you get, just being in his presence even more and being that much closer to him. So I'm excited with that amazing testimony and praise report you have. And this is just going to be the first of many, especially for your generation, Amber. How old are you, 21 or 22?
I'm 21. I had to think
about it.
Blow my age out.
I'm 22 November 1st.
Okay. Oh, birthday coming up. But look at how Karen, now that we think about it, this is a big deal. Someone this young of this generation that fasted for God spiritually to get closer to him, to get, break her spirit of procrastination, to get things done, to set the tone. Like, that's going to be a big deal, Amber, for those in your age group that's like, wow, I'm Amber's age and she fasting and she getting closer to God and she's not embarrassed about it. And she's speaking, on his behalf, and she's being a light and a beacon of his light. That's a big deal.
It's a big deal. And
my age.
For me, Esther I look at her like the secret agent. She came into a situation. She was who she was, but like we was talking about the other day, they throughout that book, it does not talk nothing about the Lord, but she was doing the Lord's work. She juice read. And for me, I almost felt like Amber was the secret agent yesterday because not only did she fast, but she got her roommate as well to fast.
Mhm.
He didn't even know what was going on. So for her to even bring somebody else in her age to fast, not knowing, why we as a sisterhood was fasting, I was like, that was dope. Like she was definitely the secret agent of the day yesterday.
God was all over this team. I ain't even gonna say was. He is all over this team. I've told, and it's not a secret. I've told the team, and I'm gonna tell you guys. God has been speaking to me that even though we're together for business, it's bigger than just profit. It was about purpose. And I know a lot of teams, you're getting together, you're doing the work of the business, which is great. But when you can have God in the midst of it, and God brings you together for purpose, the profit is going to come. Oh goodness. That was perfect. I heard that in the spirit. The prophet is going to come. But I was saying prophet, Profit, but the spirit heard prophet, God's prophet, Profit. Like, that's what I picked up. Somebody getting a prophet coming. I don't know who that's for, but that was prophetic. A prophet is coming to someone. So
probably whoever eyes was burning.
Oh, yes. Oh, that was good. So if one of our spiritual sisters are on here, you said your eyes were bothering you this morning. So maybe you're getting ready to have a prophetic visitor from God to give you some revelation and clarity.
And look, it makes sense because her Friday nights are normally with the family, with the crew.
Mm-hmm.
That might be it.
Listen, I picked that up in the spirit quick. I was like, oh, that was prophetic. Somebody got a prophet coming.
Yeah.
So sis, how did this fast do for you? And I know you're not new to fasting at all, but how do you feel this one was, the fact that you're interceding with your sisters in Christ doing this, to all stand in the gap, like we were all linked arms, like we doing this together.
So very transparent moment. And it's not the longest fast I've done. My first initial fast was a 40-day fast, but it was for 12 hours. I guess intermittent is what you call it at this point. My longest fast, was last week when I jumped on with you. Was it last week, the week before? Last week. When I jumped on with you to complete the August fast, I did a straight 60-hour dry fast, which surprisingly was easy. Then we came into this week. All right, we did our first fast, 48 hours, took a break, and then started this 24 hours with the team. The worst fast I've ever done. I was tired. I was cranky. I was hungry. At the beginning of the fast, I started getting hunger pains. And normally I get through like the 60 hours. I had no issues. So I know yesterday, whatever it was, like whatever was tied to this fast, for the fact that we all did it together, was intercede on each other's behalf, lives were changed. Wow. And then when we had our praise report this morning during Morning Inspiration, just hearing the testimonies, I knew we was fighting a battle yesterday. It was so transparent. So worst fast, but the most appeasing fast spiritually, because we did it as a team. We did it together. We all listened to sermons, all praise music. So it was a great feeling. At the end of the day, it was a great feeling. And y'all know I got up at like 4:30 this morning and broke fast at 6 a.m. Lots and kudos to y'all that lasted till about 10 o'clock this morning. But your girl broke it like 6 o'clock this morning.
That's why you were up.
Yeah.
Right.
But I still made it to 32 hours. So
that was good.
Have.
But look at how, like I said, we got some on the team that have never fasted, and we got all type of praise reports. Like those of you guys who know our Purpose Pushers, our team, look on their Facebook pages. Some of them already have testimony sharing how long they did a fast, 30 plus hours. And many of these women have never done that before. But Karen, like you were saying, the praise reports this morning, oh my gosh, they were talking about things that were revealed to them, things that they've been, hindered by, or soul ties that they've been holding on to, that God revealed, that things that they needed to break, things they needed to be set free from, things in their marriages, things in their health, things in their business. We got so much revelation amongst this team with this fast that we did. Marin said, my first drop fast, 30 hours. Yes, Marin, congratulations. Just listening to sermons and reading the word made me so refreshed today. Y'all, she got on this morning, and she's always an amazing spirit, always. But it was something different today. She got on this morning, she had a glow, just her body language, her body gesture, her posture. Like, I was like, glow, Jesus' kingdom is all over you right now. And you could see that her her demeanor was different. Her tone of voice was different. Like she was excited to share this morning's praise report, and you could see it all through her. And that's what fasting will do, getting you closer to God. It's almost like, God, I hope this is appropriate, but it's almost like when Moses went up to the mountain, you came back different. When you have those encounters with him, fasting will help you get clarity. And I was telling the team today, and I encourage any of you guys who are on here, whether you're watching it live now or you happen to catch this as a replay, when you feel like you're all over the place and have uncertainty and it's dark and you're confused and you feel like you're under attack and you're in a funk and whatever it is, you just can't shake it, I encourage you to fast. That is us suffering in the flesh to get closer to God, sacrificing something we normally do to get closer to God. And when we fast, not only are we closer to him, we hear more from him. Like we tune out all the negative, all of that other mess that's in our head, everything else that kept us all over the place. We cleanse our pipes and those channels for him to download into us. We get so, y'all, when I fast, the downloads, he downloads like that. I'm just like, oh my gosh, you gave me a lot. What do I do? Like, so if you're going through that, I encourage you, fast, and just pray to God. Like, I feel like I need to do a fast to get closer to you. How long, God, do you want me to fast? It doesn't have to be a dry fast. Some people do a liquid fast, and maybe they do it for 6 hours or 12 hours. And the fast doesn't always have to be your food and water. We were talking about this on the team. Some people fast and take a break from social media. That spiritual maintenance is needed. Because we see so much and hear so much, and we get not further away from God because God is everywhere, but we get to the point where we can't hear from him. We don't feel like we're getting our downloads. We feel like, okay, I got too much going on. And God is like, stop all of that. Be still, be silent, get into my presence, and I can download, I can give you peace. I can take that yoke, and my burden is light. Let me give you that. And I just encourage you guys, fast, get closer to God, spend more time in his presence. God will give you so much peace. He doesn't take the storms away. He doesn't take the trials away. But when we go to him and fast, or even just spending more time in his presence, Karen, what did you say? You said he's like your navigator, your GPS?
Yeah, the God placement system, your GPS. You go out, you try to get somewhere, you don't have direction, you don't have a map, you don't have your GPS, and it feels like, oh my gosh, this journey is long, I'm lost. But when you have God in it, he's going to place you exactly where you need to be. So you have more direction, you have more clarity. Even if it's not easy, you know that you have somebody that's going to be with you along the way. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
And God, to me, in my seasons of spending time with him in the morning and fasting, he's like my meteorologist, my weatherman. The meteorologist will tell you, we got some storms coming today. Make sure y'all carry your umbrella. It's going to be really hot and sunny today. Make sure you carry some sunglasses. It's going to be extra hot. Make sure you carry a baseball cap with you. And that's how it is when you spend time in God's presence. He doesn't stop whatever's going to happen from happening, but you're prepared for it. You were equipped for it. I brought my umbrella today because I know it's going to rain. I got my shades today because I know it's going to be bright outside. I got my hat today because I know my face needs to be covered because of the sweltering heat outside. That's how it is with God when we spend time in his presence every day. Our bread, our word is not supposed to last us for weeks at a time. We need that every day. And each day we get our spiritual weapons. We get our spiritual armor. Like we're covered, we're wrapped. We have our instructions. We have our strategies. We're prepared for whatever's going to happen. And those of you that feel like life is just, you don't know if you're coming or going. You feel like you're in a whirlwind. Life is just all over the place. Stop what you're doing and go to your key to life. This will help you get through any and everything in life right here.
So true.
So
that personal relationship is definitely another key thing.
Yep.
A lot of us may know God through our parents, grandparents, grew up in the church, but do you have a personal relationship?
That's good. That's really good. And if I could be transparent, that was me. Like, I knew God, grew up in church, went to church all the time, but I didn't have a personal relationship with him as I did starting this year. So that just started for me in 2020. So if you guys are listening, you feel like that, like, oh, the way they're speaking, I don't have a personal relationship with him. It's never too late. God is always there. Even like the prodigal son, he's always there. He's waiting. He's like, I'm going to meet you where you at. You don't even have to come all the way. Once you turn and come to me, I will meet you exactly where you're at. So I encourage you guys to have that personal relationship with him. have that intimate one-on-one relationship with him. Get in your Bible more, study more, pray more, fast more, listen to worship music, and get around others who can pour that into you. Spiritual warfare is real, and you need to surround yourself by those who are you listening to in this season. You know, many of you guys, God has let you know you're pregnant with purpose. God sends people into our lives like spiritual midwives, you know, sent to help us birth the very thing that he's impregnated us with. But the enemy sends those as well to abort that pregnancy, to abort the mission. So you guys got to make sure, check your circles. Check those that you're surrounded by. Are they there to help you deliver and manifest what God has given you? Do they see what God has placed on the inside of you? Are they speaking life into that? Are they watering that? Are they nurturing that? Or are they okay with you being your regular self? Because I don't want those type of friends that's just okay with me being average and mediocre. No, call me out on my mess. Tell me, Snow, you're bigger than that. You're better than that. That's not of God. That's the old you. You've grown from that. Get
Check
friends
your distractions.
That's good.
Y'all,
Like
that's why
pops up. Huh?
That's why Synovia and Karen came into my life. I said, we're not about to abort this baby. We're not. So I'm about to send you 2 sisters that are going to get you right. So I feel that.
We are all like the body of Christ. Each and every one of us matter. We all are different body parts, but each body part matters. I've said it before. I don't care if you're the finger, someone else is the hand, or someone's the arm. We need each other to all, you know, manifest the body. Mm-hmm. God brought us together for a reason. I told you guys, it's about purpose. That's why the name of our team name is Purpose Pushers. God is like, profit is going to come along with it, but this is all for purpose right here. Then see how much we've grown. Ooh, somebody upstairs cooking something. This smells good, Jesus. I'm sorry. I just came up with I'm like, I smell some food.
So you saying I'm going to have to make a drive?
I don't even know what my daughter cooking, but something smells good. That was so sad.
Look, she got home eggs today, sis.
Golly. She must be on her lunch, you know, for school. Y'all, these kids were just virtual schooling. But Ladybug up there cooking something. I smell peppers and onions. Jesus, huh?
How old is she?
This her senior year. She's 17.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, so your daughter's just up in there cooking? Like onions and red peppers? Like what? How old is
she's 17?
Okay. All right. Because I'm hearing a lot of like little kids going back to school. I haven't heard anything, so I wasn't even thinking about anybody 17 or nothing.
Yeah.
So you got like a little kid up in there, they know how to cook. I'm like, listen, the kids Synovia, you can have it. Teach them how to cook, girl.
Listen, she did start cooking at a young age, but no, she's of age to be up there cooking. I hope she making her mama something too, because something smell good. Suzette said this virtual schooling is killing me. I think a lot of parents feeling like that.
But y'all saying parents, think about the children too.
Yeah.
Definitely a change. The teachers, administration, how y'all grading this year?
Listen.
My sister didn't want to do it. She wanted to actually go to school. And so now she's like, for real, like mad.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is a lot. It's a complete change. You know, I was sharing it with you guys. Look at how we're used to seeing so many back to school pictures with the kids dressed up. They're at the bus stop. They're walking into the school, parents taking pictures. Now the majority of pictures you see, they've set up desks at home, you know, with the virtual learning, and they're like in the dining room or in a room taking their back to school pictures. It's been a complete change, a complete shift. Like, and God has so much more.
I feel like this will actually be good on a level because a lot of times parents don't stay home with their kids, and a lot of time kids feel neglected. So I feel like this will give more time to parents and allow parents to be there and to be an actual parent for their kid. You know, the ones that are not saying that some parents are bad, but there's a connection that happens when you're young, you know, and you feel like, okay, my mom's never there. She never comes to any of my award ceremonies. So I feel like this will actually really help and allow there to be a bond between kids and parents, because, you know, I wish I had that really, really, really strong bond. You know what I mean? So I feel like this will go back to, like you were saying, where the guys were out in the field and the moms were at home with the kids. And I feel like it'll have a really strong spiritual connection. It'll allow the family to get stronger, and it'll allow us to go into a generation where the kids are going to grow up like, nah, my parents were there and dad came home, dinner was cooked, we sat down at the table. So I feel like on a positive note, if we look at it that way, it'll actually bring us all closer. It'll give us more time.
That's what God wanted. Like you have, like you said, parents spending more time with their children, husbands and wives spending more time together, you know, like families being united the way it was always intended to be, being under one roof together for dinner together, you know, throughout the weekend. Because everything else, you know, believe it or not, a lot of stuff is still shut down, you know, or you got to suit up and mask up before you walk out the house now. But I believe, like you said, on a positive side, definitely this is amazing for the time for the families getting back together. We're connected, but I have bags.
NutriBurst. You know, that's my solution for everything.
Right. Girl, take some NutriBurst. Like your mom used to tell you, take some Robitussin, take some NutriBurst.
Right. Look.
Oh, she's talking about under my eyes. Listen.
I wasn't even thinking like.
Oh my goodness. But this was much needed, ladies. I appreciate you both. As you guys are still on here, like I said, I encourage you, get closer to God, see what God has in store for you. Let him go to the school of yourself. Many of us, this is what COVID and quarantine did for us. Like we had to go to the school of self, dealing with things that have been hindering us within ourself, our own internal battles, our flesh being against our spirit, the things in our hearts that are not of God, bitterness that we've dealt with, anger we've dealt with, pain and hurt and resentment that we've dealt with. So many of us had this time to look on the inside to see what was wrong with us, for God to, you know, reveal that, take that from us, make us right with him so we can be, you know, pick up our cross and follow him.
So and I think a lot of us talk about generational curses, but how can you break something that you don't even know what the symptoms are? Like you have to find out what those symptoms are.
Yeah.
So sometimes where it started, whose side the family started on, and then you could break it down starting there. So when is the next fast?
She ready.
There. Another one coming. Suzette, we in prayer mode. So whenever God drops it in the spirit, I will definitely let you guys know, because I know this wasn't our last fast. It was our first fast together, but it definitely wasn't our last. So I will be posting it, you know, in the team chat to say, we're like, hey, God said we got another fast coming up this day, this time, so we can get in agreement. And since, like you were saying, those generational curses, so what about the ones that we aren't aware of? What about the curses that haven't surfaced yet? You know, and if we're unaware of the things that are hindering us, it just becomes a cycle. Something that our parents and our grandparents and great-grandparents dealt with, if it isn't bind and broken and, you know, destructed, that curse is just going to cycle back. So this is the time to find out, like, Lord, you know, what generational curses am I part of? What things? Some of us are dealing with things now that our grandparents may have started, our great grandparents started. Like we're under their curses. We were born, some of us, it was in our bloodline. And if we don't, you know, allow God to reveal that and acknowledge that, to give it to him to break and bind those curses, guess what? It's just going to cycle. Next thing you know, your kids going to be dealing with it, your grands, your great grands. So the same way we could break generational curses, we can also start generational blessings as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I didn't know 2020 was going to really like bring out everything.
Everything. 2020. You know, think about it. 2020 vision. Vision means, you know, he's revealing a lot, and God still isn't done. We still got 3.5, a good 4 months left of the year where God is still revealing, God is exposing, God is showing us things. And I will say this, Jesus, the things that God shows, y'all got to be prepared and ready for what he shows you, because not everything do you want to see that he shows. And you got to be okay with what he shows you, because he's showing it to you for your good. Everything that we're around, just because it looks good to us, doesn't mean it's good for us. Ask God to show you what you can't see on your own. He'll show you. It's like he takes the scales from your eyes. He takes that shield from your eyes. You're like, whoa.
And it'll be quick too. Like
quick.
It'll be quick. I feel that. Sonova, you already know what's happened in the past 4 months.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be quick out of nowhere. He'll just be like, all right, I don't want you in this position anymore. I need you to see what's wrong and I need you to get up and move. And I'm just
like,
okay.
He usually gives us a chance to move on our own first. He tries to show us some things. And if we still refuse to see what it is God wants us to see, he will shake up everything and make it uncomfortable till we're forced to see, like, whoa, that was in my face. That was around me. That was within the camp. Like, he'll let you see it. But you got to be okay. Some of them prayers, I will say, are dangerous prayers. When you like, God, show me what I need to see. Show me about my circle. Show me about, those I'm amongst. And you got to be ready for it. Because a lot of the things that God shows or God reveals, you just like, whoa, I wasn't expecting this.
Definitely.
Robert Henderson, Courts of Heaven, speaks in depth about generational curses and how to go in. This is right on time. Yes, this is the time for us to break generational curses. One of the things, thank you, Jesus, that God just dropped in my spirit that I shared with one of my sisters this morning also, Tabitha, ask God, who was Tabitha in the Bible that Tabitha was the little girl that he brought back to life, right? That Jesus brought back.
Did they say her name in that story?
Was it Tabitha? Is it Tabitha or is it Talitha that he told Talitha Lacombe? I know something is coming to me in the spirit. But Tabitha, what I will say is ask God to show you what the enemy doesn't want you to see about, your marriage. I don't know if you're married, about your marriage or about your family. Let that be an intentional prayer. Lord, reveal to me the things that the enemy does not want me to see. And God will begin to reveal maybe generational curses that haven't even surfaced yet. And when he reveals those, then you can be intentional with your prayers or your fasting for God to bind those things. Because a lot of times we're like, God, break generational curses. But a lot of things have to be spoken. Break the generational curse of alcoholism. Break the generational curse of lust. Break the generational curse of divorce. Break the generational curse of bitterness, whatever that is. So God just dropped in my spirit, Tabitha, to come to him in prayer, asking him to reveal to you the things that the enemy doesn't want you to see.
You would remember Tabitha. Tabitha is the little girl that they raised from the dead, but Peter is the one that spoke over her.
I'm his Peter.
Right. Yes.
Listen, I knew it when I said that name. I heard it in the spirit. I was like, she's in the Bible. Her name was.
Potts knew that too.
Huh?
I said Tabitha knew that also.
Listen, I know about them resurrections. They are powerful. This is a season of resurrection also. God is going to resurrect things that need to be those dry bones that shall live. And then there are some things that's why you got to pray for God to show you. Oh gosh, thank you, Jesus, for him to show you the things that you need to see. Because some things we're praying for him to resurrect. And God was saying, I never wanted that to come back to life. Oh, Jesus, he just spoke that. I don't know who that's for, but there are some things that we're praying for God to restore and resurrect. And God is saying, I'm not going to bring that back to life because it's better off dead. Like I never meant for that to come back. Yeah, that was deep. That was heavy. God is so good. He's so amazing. Oh my goodness. Sissies, do y'all have anything else y'all want to say or add?
No, I'm good, sissy.
Oh. Yep, Tabitha, get up. The Apostle Peter spoke words over her lifeless body. Yep, I remember that. I'm here for it. Peter was the one to speak it and resurrect. I am so here for it.
As I said, you definitely remember that, Peter.
Just call me Peter in the spirit. Listen, we enjoyed you guys. Get closer to God and ask God to keep you amongst those who can keep feeding you spiritually as well, who can speak life into you, who are speaking positive things and helping you to bring forth and birth the things that God has placed on the inside of you. Make sure it's spiritual midwives that you guys, make sure it's spiritual midwives. Oh my goodness. That you guys are surrounded by and not those who are sent to abort what it is that God has placed on the inside of you. I just encourage you guys to stay in God's presence, stay in his face, stay closer to him, stay in his word, spend time with God, and you will be amazed at the things he begins to reveal to you. Seriously. I thank God for my circle, for my sisters. I don't even have a big circle, but I got enough supportive women amongst me and around me that we speak life into each other. We fast together. We pray together. We sow together. We uplift each other. We encourage each other. Like, That's a true circle. That's a true squad that's winning. I'm not worried about what my friends look like they winning on the outside. That stuff is great. You know, it comes along with it, but let's win spiritually. Let's win on the inside. Surround yourself by some powerhouses, some powerful women who can, again, just bring life and speak life into the very things that God has placed on the inside of you. Karen, I'm thankful for you, sissy. Amber, I'm thankful for you, sissy. Demetria, we're thankful for you as well, love. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you guys. Make sure you keep this live going. Share it. Yes, spiritual midwives. Awesome. Share this live, tag it, keep it going. And God is just saying, trust him. He desires to have intimate, deeper relationships with each and every one of us. It's okay I read my Bible here and there. You know, I know God. Do you know God, or do you have a relationship with him? This is that time to have deeper relationship with him. Go into his word more and just stay in his presence. I promise you're going to be blown away by the things he begins to reveal to you. And he does that, to those who have those deeper relationships with him. All right, ladies. Well, I guess we will call this a wrap. We didn't know this was going to be 40 minutes.
40 minutes.
We was like, we going about 10, 15 minutes.
Right.
It don't feel like 40, but the time definitely reflects the 40.
Yeah, 40. 40.
Yep, because we got on at like 11:40. It's now 12:20.
Yep. Then 40. Oh, what this 40 about to do, Jesus?
I don't know, sis.
Oh, ladies, I enjoyed y'all. I love you guys. Y'all stay blessed, Facebook and YouTube. Thank you for hanging out with us on this Friday afternoon, and we will see you guys next time. Bye. Hearts, hearts, hearts.